Understanding place value, modeling and converting numbers in other bases. As a reminder, when we say base 10, that means we only have 10 digits or numerals we can work with, 0 through 9. We can represent larger numbers using place value. As we move place values to the left, we're bundling groups of 10. So we start counting ones, and then after 9, we run out of digits. So we bundle them together to make a group that we call a 10. We represent that 10 with 2 digits or numerals. A 1 in the tens place to represent the 1 bundle of 10, and a 0 in the ones place. We continue counting and bundling until we have 10 groups of 10, which get bundled into a new place value we call 100. This continues as we bundle groups of hundreds into 10 groups. So 10 groups of 10 groups of 10, and we call that 1,000. The same concept of place value would be used when working in other bases. For example, in base 6, we only have 6 digits to work with, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once we reach 6, it's our first bundle into the sixes place. Then we start bundling sixes until we have 6 bundles of 6. Now, we don't have a new name for this grouping like we do in base 10. In base 10, 10 bundles of 10 we call 100. In base 6, 6 bundles of 6 doesn't have a fancy name, so I'll just call that place value the 6 by 6s place. We could continue to bundle 6 bundles of 6 by 6s, which makes that cube you see on the left. Again, we don't have a special name for that, so I just want you to understand that that cube would just be the 6 by 6 by 6 place, which is 216 units or ones if I were counting in base 10. Let's do an example where we take a number in base 6 and convert it to base 10. We could do this for any other base as well. We are going to convert 114 in base 6 to a base 10 number we are more familiar with. That little 6 subscript is what tells us which base we're working in. To help us visualize what base 6 means, I drew some empty 6 frames to show us bundles of 6. I also drew a pink box around 6 groups of those bundles of 6 to represent the next place value. So that's 6 groups of 6. Let's go ahead and fill out these 6 frames to represent our number 114. I'll start with the largest place value. The number on the left is the 6 by 6 place, so I need to fill out one complete group of a 6 by 6. There is that first group of 6 by 6 represented by that 1 in the 6 by 6 place. Now let's look at the blue place value. That is the 6s place. I have one complete group of 6 for that place, so I'll fill that out in my drawing. There. Now I'm showing one group of 6 by 6 and one group of 6. Last, I look to my ones place, which I have highlighted in teal. I need to represent 4 ones or units. Okay, now I've fully represented my number in base 6. To convert to base 10, I just need to count up all of the dots the way I usually would in base 10. Well, I can see a total of 7 groups of 6, which is 42, plus 4 more. That's 46 in base 10. If I don't write a subscript at the end, I assume I'm working in base 10. So 114 in base 6 is equivalent to 46 in base 10. But what if I was given a base 10 number and I want to convert back to base 6? Let's reason through it using the number 68. First, I'm going to model 68 objects in base 10 in an organized fashion. Here is 68 units of a hundreds grid filled in so I can start making some groups. To help me group my 6s, because I'm moving to base 6, I'm going to think through what's the biggest place value in base 6 that I can group from my 68. I made a place value chart for base 6 to help me, so I can see what's the biggest place value I need to start at. I know in base 6, 5 is the largest digit I can use, so I will definitely need more than just a ones place. The next place is the 6s place, and I definitely have more than 5 groups of 6 here, because 5 6s is 30, and that's much smaller than 68. All right, now I'll try the 6 by 6 place value. As a reminder, 6 by 6 is like 36 in base 10. Well, I know I can make at least one of those out of 68. The next place value is a 6 by 6 by 6, which is 216 units in base 10. And that's way too big. That's bigger than 68. So I know I can't make any of those. All right. So I know I can't do the 6 by 6 by 6. So the biggest place value I need to start with is just the 6 by 6 place value. I'm going to block off my groups of 6 by 6. There. I was able to make one group of 6 by 6, which is 36 little squares. Can I make another? No, I don't have another 36 blocks to group here, so I'm just going to write a 1 in my 6 by 6 box and move on to the next place value, just 6s. There, I colored in all the groups of 6 I could. I was able to make 5 groups of 6 in all those other colors there. So I'm going to put a 5 in the 6's place. At this point, I have 2 purple 1s or units left over, so I will put a 2 in the 1's place. This means the number 68 in base 10 is equivalent to 152 in base 6. Let's try converting this to a different base. Let's do base 4. We'll use the same process. Here's my 68 in base 10, and it's modeled so I can start making my groups of 4. Again, I made a place value table for my 4s. There's 1s, 4s, 4 by 4s, which is 16s, and 4 by 4 by 4s, which is 64. Now, I need to figure out what's the biggest place value I can start making my groups with. This time, I can make one group of 4 by 4 by 4, 64, because 64 is less than the total 68 digits I have. There is my 4 by 4 by 4, or a group of 64. I'll put a 1 in that place value. Now there's only 4 units left here that are still in purple. Looking what's left, I can't make any groups of 4 by 4s because that's 16, so I had to put a 0 in that place value. What's left in purple is a group of 4, so I can put a 1 in the 4's place. And now there isn't anything else left over, so I put a 0 in the 1's place. So 68 in base 10 is equivalent to 1010 in base 4.